Hi, if you own your own food business and you would really like to see the value of your takeaway sales increase, then make sure you watch this video and I'm going to take you through our top tips for increasing the average transaction value of your takeaway sales. If you'd like to hear more about how you can start your own food business or grow sales in an existing food business, make sure you press subscribe and the bell and you will be notified every time we drop a new video. Hi, I'm Rowena and I'm based in Sydney, Australia. I'm a food consultant who has worked with literally hundreds of food businesses over the years to help them really grow their sales and skyrocket their revenues. So if you would like to learn all about our low cost and no cost strategies to really get your business firing, stay tuned. If you own your own food business, then chances are this has been one heck of a year for you. Food businesses, including cafes and restaurants or any food-based business, have had to rely increasingly on takeaway sales due to the impacts of COVID and restrictions being placed on normal operation, often including dine-in restrictions. So the problem is with the reliance on takeaway sales is often takeaway sales have a much lower average transaction value. And here's the reason why. For dining customers, there's a chance to upsell. There's the chance to entice them with menu items that they haven't been exposed before or would like to try. They look around the room and they see what other people are eating. They decide to have some sides, menus, desserts. They're sitting there enjoying their meal with friends. They decide to get a round of drinks. You get the picture. So how do we increase the value of takeaway sales if we don't have those dining customers to rely on like we once did? Well, we're going to take you through our top tips for increasing those transaction values, starting with tip number one. Okay, tip number one is a really simple one. For all takeaway sales, train your staff to interact with the customer exactly like they're a dining customer. The first thing that they should say when someone places their takeaway order is, what would they like to drink? So believe it or not, your revenue can increase by up to 12% a year if your staff are trained to consistently ask every single customer what they're having to drink. So make that a real priority. Okay, tip number two is the classic upsell. Even though someone is ordering takeaway, whether they're doing that in person or over the phone, for argument's sake, train your staff to upsell. So let's use the example of a cafe. If you're a cafe operator and someone comes in to place a coffee order, it is amazing how many staff don't ask you if you would like anything to eat with your coffee. So here's a really simple one. Have like a tray of fantastic freshly made brownies and train your staff, for everyone who comes in to order a takeaway coffee, to simply say, would you like to try one of our double chopped brownies that's just come out of the oven? And here's a tip. Have a plate with really small samples of those brownies and let the customer try, using tongs, using all the appropriate safe food handling procedures. But if you do that, it de-risks the transaction. They try the brownie, it's absolutely fabulous, and then watch those sales increase. Okay, tip number three, I'm very passionate about. Everyone will know how I feel about the meal deal or the combo. It does not have to be done in a cheesy fast food fashion, although if you have a fast food business, then copy the same systems that the big fast food brands spend absolutely tens of millions on a year to refine. But if you're not a classic fast food business and you've always shied away from meal deals because you think they're really cheesy and sort of will turn customers off, there's ways to do it. So let's go back to the example of a cafe. Now, there's always a great opportunity to bundle food in a cafe. Let's use the example again of coffee. So instead of having a menu where it lists all your drinks separately, why don't you combine them? And on your menu, have things like coffee and brownie, coffee and muffin, any other great house-made baked treat that has a great profit margin, because remember, they're low protein menu items, so they tend to have great margin, and bundle them together. Now here's the tip with any meal deal or combo. It has to represent great value of money for your customers. So make sure you know what your customers like, make sure it is an offer that is attractive to your customers, and watch those sales increase. Before we continue, what are some techniques you've used to already try to increase transaction values for takeaway in your business? Pop your answers in the comments below and let's look at what's working for other people. Okay, tip number 4 is a great one. It's called feeding the family promotions. Now, if you want to increase the average transaction of a takeaway offer, then create menu offers that feed a whole lot of people quickly and easily for people when they're placing takeaway orders. It represents great value of money. The thing is, when someone orders takeaway, let's use the example for families, often with everyone chiming in, it's difficult to get the order clear. They often overspend, which impacts the strike rate of repeat takeaway orders because they've found it so costly. Create some family feast meals. It simplifies the transaction. Feed the family for a set price. People don't overspend. They realize they're getting value for money and they keep coming back for more. Now, don't forget, if you would like support with your food business to try and support sales and increase sales during these COVID impacted times, make sure you click on the download below and you can access our free resource. It's a checklist designed to help increase sales during these really challenging times in your food business. Now, if you would like easy, low cost and no cost strategies to really get your food business firing, make sure you subscribe, because every week we are doing videos on great tips and insider knowledge for our industry to make those dreams a reality. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you so much for your time.